unconditional love is real, but it doesn't mean unconditionally loving someone and being with someone or having them constantly in your life. No, unconditional love is loving someone no matter what, despite the factors, despite how they may treat you, despite how, if they may be in your life or not. That is to say, it's something that can't be helped. It's something that just is. And I find it quite interesting, that feeling of the ego wanting to not like someone, wanting to hate someone, wanting to be angry at someone, and not actually being able to fully be in that, because you see from the perspective of higher love, you see from the perspective of unconditional love, from universal love, from that Christ consciousness, and you realize that instead of being and making it about me, making that about the ego and how I think someone should be, it turns into understanding for the other person, and being okay with it. I mean, let's be real. We're all human beings. We can't all expect to be on the same path. We meet a lot of people, and not everyone comes along with us in our journey, and that's great. That's wonderful. Sometimes people got different paths. You feel me? And there's nothing wrong about that. But I think the problem people come into when they have this feeling of unconditional love is that there's also an attachment that comes with that. That is to say, if they find someone they love and they fall deeply in love with them, blah, 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 and they love them no matter what, but there's still an attachment, like they still want to be with that person. That is where the problem and the conflict arises. Because the problem isn't the love. The love is there regardless of if that person chooses it or not. It's unconditional. The problem is the person has an attachment or an expectation that they should be with that person. And, it's funny to have that desire, want, or need to be with a person and to have love for a person, but also not want to be around them. Do you know what I'm saying? Or know they're not good for you. And that is something that will teach you a lot in this life about love. Because you realize love is not about relationships. It's not about forming family. It's not about this. It's not about that. Love is something that is innately and inherently here. Right? I walk around. I have love for this universe. I have love for the animals, for these random people. It may not be this personal, egoic sense of love, but I care for their well-being. I don't want to do bad by them. I don't want to harm them. I wish them well. And why is that? It's because love is ever present. Love is always here. It's, I almost want to say pervasive, but I think beyond that, I think we are love in our highest form of being. I think love, the energy of love, is before the ego. Before the ego is, because the ego is personal. It has these personal desires, its personal greed, its personal wants, its personal attachments. While love is acceptance. Love is loving regardless of how that person is, regardless if they like you, if they want to be around you. And this isn't to say that you should be all like, super friendly and super kind, super loving, heavy towards people who aren't good to you. No. It means you can have love for them, but not have them in your life, not interacting with them. It's that type of energy where it's like you're separating that energy of love and still being able to manage your personal connection, your personal relations. Because we don't get taught that love is something it's not something that forces us to be in a relationship, forces us to be with that person, forces us to interact with the person. No, no, no. Love is something on its own. It's something that we feel, something that we know that is inherently there. You know? So when I say I walk around and I feel love, it's because I feel love from everything, even from things that are non-animate, things that are not sentient or super conscious like we are. I have love for these trees and these plants. I got love for the sun, for warming my body. I got love for the food that I eat, for the ground I walk on, for the breath I breathe in. And so when I feel that energy of, I love this world, I love the way things are, I love myself, I love the universe, I love God, and I love the way things are no matter what. That doesn't mean I'm not wanting things to change. That doesn't mean that, I accept negativity or anything, or accept bad behavior or invite that in my life. No, no, no. If someone treats me bad, you're not gonna be in my life. If you make my life harder, if you make my life a burden, like I'm sorry, but no. And I can still have love for you, but it's not that personal love of, I need you in my life. And I felt this with multiple people in my life, and it's a strange feeling. It's a strange feeling, to talk to someone and just feel sick to your stomach while you're talking to them. Feel bad, feel that negativity, but still know you have love for that person. And your ego might want to be angry. Your ego might want to be upset and say, oh, this dumb person, why would it be like that? Why would it be like this? Why would blah, blah, blah. But no, it's just like you can't, because before you see the perspective of the ego, you see the perspective of God. And so it's just funny. It's funny. Like, the more you connect with yourself, the more you come to that state of self-realization, self-actualization, the more everything becomes okay. The more that even you see your own reactions, your own fear, your own sadness, your own anger, you see it and you're just okay with it. It's not something wrong. It's just something that you become okay with, and that it's sort of almost a detached watching. There's been times in my life where I've cried so hard, bawling my eyes out, bawling. But I didn't feel pain out of it. I didn't feel joy. I didn't feel anything. Like, I knew there was deep sadness there, but I was detached from it. It was almost like I was watching myself from an energetic level, not from a visual perspective. But I was observing myself feeling these emotions and not feeling like they were mine. That is to say, not holding on to it, not being attached to what I feel, not being attached to what I think, to what I want, to the way I expect other people to be or to show up for me. And so, it's funny, like, this started off as something about love and how we handle love and relationships with other people, but it's actually turned into something, bringing ourselves inward, where it's like, how do I manage that self-love? How do I manage that relationship with myself? How do I look at my own feelings, my own thoughts, my own beliefs, my own worries, my own dreams, my own negative aspects, positive aspects, me and my totality? How do I look at that? How do I accept myself? And part of that is becoming not attached to your own experience. That is to say, you don't have to force yourself to love yourself. Deep down, it's there. Even if there's sadness or grief or anger blocking it, putting itself very strongly in front of it. Before that, there's love. Always. So when you understand that love is just kind of part of reality, love is something that is before all these other senses and feelings and thoughts, you realize life inherently is a thing of love, as long as you let yourself reside in it. And, it's not a romanticized love. It's just love. It's just something you feel. Like this warmth, this very subtle warmth, but not warmth in terms of temperature. Warmth in terms of love. And so, if you can tap into that subtle warmth of love that you have for yourself, you too will feel that subtle sense of love and warmth from the universe, from everything around you. You'll see love in everything that you see. You'll find reasons to love things, whether it just be your morning coffee or being, the sunset, or just being the 5 minutes you get, when you wake up and you just sit there. You realize there's so much out here for us to love in this experience right now, in this very moment. You have the opportunity to be grateful. You have the opportunity to have love, to feel love. And so I'm here to remind you, like people think sometimes when you're making a plan or when you want to do things, it's always somewhere off in the future. It's always, they always get it in the future. Like, no, that peace, that love, that warmth that you feel like you need is right here, right now. And all you got to do is tap into it right now. Like, you don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to do anything. It's here for you now. So I just want to remind you, if you're going through things, if you're dealing with with difficult people who make your life uncomfortable, people who try to bring down your vibe, you can still have love. You can still walk with love, move in love, take action in love, and not necessarily be this person who is super lovey-dovey. Oh, I accept everyone, blah blah blah. Nah, because you're not supposed to accept everybody in your life. You're not supposed to accept everybody in your close circle, because not everybody's gonna treat you like the way you deserve. So you gotta accept the people who do treat you like you deserve, and not accept the ones who don't, because that is, before anything, self-love. Okay? So this is where it all stems from. It's self-love. Put yourself first. Love yourself. Care yourself. Appreciate yourself. And take some time today to find that love right here, right now.